happen to be the liaison for athletics, so we appreciate you and everything you do. So I'm gonna tell you something about these coaches up here, right? Every coach up here has a SWAC champ, at least one SWAC championship, or they're undefeated. So Coach Robinson, take advantage of this undefeated space. Take advantage of this undefeated space that you're in. But I'm excited. You know, I've been here since August. I've met a number of you face to face on a personal basis. It's good to see all of you to come out and support not only Alabama State Athletics, but the university as a whole. Because as Mr. Russ says, we swarm as one. And so I think this is a great opportunity to get excited of what's to come. You know, we have a very passionate group of coaches up here. I love each and every one of them, right? Do we get along all the time? You know, I'm lying, I say we did. But we all are working hard and passionate about developing our student athletes while they're on campus for the next 40 years of their life. And you have started that legacy, right? You came to Alabama State, most of you, graduated, started your life, and now you're able to give back and support at any level you choose, right? So give yourselves a round of applause. And as we move through this event, I'm just giving you opportunities and letting you know the vision of the athletic department and how we look to support our student athletes. And so what we want to do is make sure that everything we do to support our student athletes, we're on the same page, same sentence, moving in the same direction, right? And so nutrition is one of the things that we need to do to support our student athletes, right? We're getting bigger, better, smarter, faster, stronger. It takes fuel, right? Nutrition is one of the things we have to do. Another thing that we have to do is academic incentive, right? And so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it, but it's an opportunity for us to incentivize academic performance for our student athletes. Essentially, we can pay our student athletes for being eligible each semester. We can reward them for that, okay? Another thing we want to do is development, leadership development, financial literacy. We want to make sure when they leave here, they have a phenomenal experience, not just playing on the court or field of play, not just going to class, but becoming well-rounded. They have those soft skills that they can get out in the workforce and produce and come in at the top of the chain as it relates to salary or what they want to do in terms of their career, right? And so those are the things that we want to support at a high level, okay? So on your table, you have a document, just review it. I'm just giving you, kind of some snippets and opportunity to look at it, right? But it's something that we want to start. It's something that we have to take hold to, and something that we have to invest in, right? Because we're in a space now. He who pays the most wins the most. That's the bottom line. And so we want to push it on you, but it's there, and we want to let you know that we have opportunities. And so as it relates to the Hornet Club, I know you guys are probably familiar with it. We're going to relaunch that club, and we have different focus areas. I know that we want to do a great job in terms of being transparent, and when you give, where you give, goes to your intent, right? And so if you want to give to football, you scan that QR code, you can give directly to football. Doesn't come to athletic department, my account, it goes directly to football. You want to give to volleyball, it goes directly to volleyball, right? So we want to take, any ambiguity out in terms of where your money goes when you decide to give. It goes where you want it to go, right? But those initiatives that I talked about, those are the initiatives for the department. So those are things that we want to do for our student athletes, regardless of the year, regardless of what's going on, the bare minimum, we can develop them at a high level, give them a great experience, okay? So there's the Hornet Club, there's the AD Circle, which is more of a corporate space, a higher dollar amount, and then you'll see those booster clubs in terms of how you can give to each particular sport. And then also, see ISTAP, we don't want to neglect them. I support the athletic program, and so they're here, and they've been consistent from over 25 years, so I want to thank you. So I'll stop right now. I know y'all probably tired of hearing from me, we have the celebrities in the house. These are our coaches, right? And so I start to my left. We have Coach Lucas White. I lose count of the championships that she's won, but she's won a number of SWAC championships. I think I'm safe to say 8 out of 11 years, right? Close. 6 out of 11. So we got to win 2 more back-to-back. Coach Chapman, Alabama State alum, former baseball player here, just won the SWAC championship in women's bowling. Been here over 12 years, has done a phenomenal job, and was very excited to see these ladies bowl this year. They beat a number of national ranked teams, and the coaches will talk about their programs here in a second. Coach Bean.
Blue fight.
11 SWAC championships back to back. You have to develop some more arms and fingers with all the rings that he's brought to Alabama State. Coach Madlaw, he's the coach that's undefeated right now. But I don't know if you saw his press conference. He's very adamant about recruiting student athletes that want to be here, that are talented, and then when they leave here, appreciate the experience and want to be around the program. So that's one of the things that he'll talk about. And we have Coach Friedman Jackson. She's been here since 1998. And the reason I know that, I was a student athlete at another school. See, Mr. Andy, you did something I never do. I never mentioned another college. There's only one right now. All right. We have Coach Robinson. You all know him. He's the one that kind of brought Swarmers one into the picture, and so he'll give you a great illustration of that. And then we have Coach Anook, head women's and men's tennis coach, just won a SWAC championship with the women's tennis program. The national rankings just came out, right? ITA national rankings. Our tennis program is number 10 in our region. So he'll talk about it. We're ahead of, obviously, Alabama A&M, but we're ahead of UAB. We're ahead of Sanford and some other programs that he'll be able to speak to you about. So at this time, that we beat them, though. We're better than them. There's a difference. And Coach Vasquez, he stepped away. He's doing a radio interview. He's a very popular man right now. He won the SWAC baseball championship, 14 innings. I passed out and came to life twice doing that game. But the fellas really fought hard. If you saw that contest on ESPN, it was a nail biter. And then we were able to go to the regional and play a Tennessee team that's probably one of the best teams. One of the best teams in the history of college baseball. I slipped up. That's okay. I can be held accountable. But my point is, we played great against Tennessee and Georgia Tech and look for great things to come for our baseball program. So now I'm going to pass the mic. Coach Lucas White is in the hot seat.
Thank you, everybody. Well, I'm so excited about our upcoming season. I'm going into my 12th year. This is the most physical team I've ever had here. Their physicality is off the charts. But I want to talk to you today about the outer game and the inner game. So we know the girls can play the outer game because they're physical, they're taught. I think our secret weapon has been and always will be is that I really stress the inner game. Because I think it's very important that we win here first before we ever can step out on the court and do anything about that. Because the road to success is always under construction. So if we get our kids to a place, which I will, because my kids understand process versus outcome, that they are always in process, so they're enjoying learning again. And women tend to get caught up in what they do wrong. So we're going to flip it and have them get caught up in how they do what they do. And enjoy what their bodies are allowing them to do here and now. Because I remember when I was their age. I was bad to the bone, but I didn't know it. I played at LSU. I was bad to the bone.
All right.
I didn't. Yeah. But I didn't know it. We beat Auburn this year. We beat Southern Mississippi this year. I'm excited about this upcoming season because guess what? They've already started playing the inner game because they get it. Everybody put on their spandex just like we do, and so we're ready. I want to thank A.D. Williams, the president. ISTAP is my heart. I'm gonna tell you, I have an affinity for ISTAP ever since I got here. They've had my back. They've always supported everything that I've done, and we've always named a tournament behind them. But we will be playing on a brand new volleyball court. So we're going to be able to showcase our talent, where the girls are going to be able to enjoy their student athlete experience. But I'm asking for something now. So we got the court, but they change in my office. We need a locker room. They change in my office. We need a locker room. And I guarantee you they will not let you down. They will not let you down. Because the road to success is always under construction. So let's get building, let's get donating, let's get working. Thank you, Coach.
How y'all doing? I'm Coach Chapman, women's bowling. I'm gonna take a minute. Okay, I gotta stand up on my back hurt. Look, I'm the bowling coach. I've only won a couple championships. I gotta follow Miss Penny. Then I got Coach Beam, the great orator, coming behind me. So I'm gonna enjoy these little 3 or 5 minutes or whatever I'm gonna take. All right? I never thought 41 years ago when I came here, Coach Watkins signed me, Larry the Legend Watkins, signed me to play baseball here, that I would still be part of Old Mother Dear 41 years later. All right? It is a blessing. There's not one day, I've been here 14 years working, but there's not one day where I wake up and say, man, I don't feel like going to work today. I wake up every day and I'm like, I get to go to work. At the school that I love, that I graduated from, that I get to coach at, I'm looking around. I was a baseball player when Coach Friedman Jackson was a basketball player, when Anook was a tennis player, Coach Harris. I'm looking around and all I'm seeing is family. All the alumni that I'm looking at here, most of them went to school with me. And that's the thing that I love so much about Alabama State University. We support our own. All right, so like I said, I don't get to speak much, so I got my little piece of paper that I get to bring stuff up on it. So we had a great year this year. We only had 6 girls on the team. Everybody had to buy in. Everybody had to be committed 100%, not to me, but to the school, but to each other, to their parents. They all held themselves accountable. And with a small team like that, they were tight-knit. They were gelled, okay? We had 89 wins this year. I checked it out. There wasn't a team in the country that had that many wins. Okay, there wasn't a team in the country that had as many. We were 59-12 against SWAC schools. Okay, Dr. Cable, Grambling and Jackson told me at the meeting yesterday on the SWAC meeting that they building bowling alleys. we the only one not gonna have a bowling alley on campus. Hint, 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 hint. All right. But yeah, the girls, last year was a COVID year, so it was a shortened season. We only had 3 tournaments. We had 3 freshmen. Okay, they didn't have a chance to see their growth, their opportunity, how good they got. This year, they got the chance to start to see the improvement from when they came out of high school. All right, we won the SWAC championship this year with 3 sophomores, a freshman, and 2 seniors. All right, the 2 seniors graduated, but they have a COVID year, so they're coming back. So we're returning our whole team this year, coming back. The girls are dedicated and focused, and just like Coach White said, bowling is not a game that you're playing against anybody, except yourself. It's a mental game. It's about paying attention. It's the only sport in the world that every time something happens, the conditions are different from the last time that it happened. So as soon as I throw a ball, by the time he get up there to throw one, the lanes are different. It changes. And you got to pay attention. You got to be mentally. You can't be upset at yourself if you don't get a break. All you can do is focus on the process. Just your execution. That's all you can control. All right? So they believe in themselves, and they know that if they execute, what's going to happen is what's supposed to happen. All right? The last thing is about our recruiting. It's rough. There are pretty much no high school bowling to speak of in the state of Alabama, Mississippi, or Georgia. So that means that when I'm recruiting, I've got to get girls pass by 7 or 8 other, not just SWAC schools, but PWIs, from Texas, from Chicago. My girls come from Detroit, from Carolinas, Louisiana. They got to pass the other schools in order to get to me. Straub, that used to coach Nebraska, he told me when I first started, he had a girl that averaged 236 in a tournament. And he said, man, you think I taught her how to do that? He said, at this level, we're all good coaches. He said, but it's all about the recruiting. It's about the level of talent that you want to recruit. We're one of the top 2 or 3 HBCUs in the country, but I don't want to be a top 2 or 3 HBCUs. I want to be in a position to be an at-large in the NCAA tournament. I want to be so good they can't say no. Shane Battier said, I don't ever worry about my playing time. I'm going to play so good the coach can't put me down. All right? So it's about recruiting. There's about 7 or 8 opportunities of recruiting each year, large tournaments. I get to go to one because right now the budget's just not there. So I take my one little tournament and I go to it and I try to see as many girls as I can. My one little trip I'm going to Detroit this year or Grand Rapids. So I'm gonna see an opportunity to see about 300 or 400 girls and see if I can knock it down to about a top 10 that I can try to get. But at the same time, all of that costs money. But I want to take a minute. Like I told you, I was gonna be here for a minute. And then I know he coming behind me, so I'm just going to sit down. But I appreciate you all. I also want to say thank you to ISTAP. We have one home tournament a year, November 18th, 19th, and 20th this year. The Hornet ISTAP Classic, okay? We put on a tournament out there on Eastern Boulevard. Anybody wants to come out, you got 3 days. I'm busy that day. But no, we 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're all day long. So you can find 30 minutes to come out there and wear your pom-pom for a minute. And this is not something that's quiet, okay? If anybody has been to a bowling tournament, it's loud. You in there hollering, and nobody gonna be mad at you for hollering too loud either. All right? So again, I appreciate the opportunity from Dr. Cable, Dr. Ross, the support from all my fellow coaches, and the support from their alumni. Y'all have a blessed day.
Good afternoon, Hornet Nation. Get a little bit of life here. Good afternoon, Hornet Nation. I promise you, I won't be long. Want to say how thankful I am to be here and have another year here at Alabama State University. I have some really, really good news that I can share with you guys. Some of you may know. Can anybody guess what we're about to get on this campus? A new track. A new track. So that's enough for applause. I am very thankful for Alabama State, the Board of Trustees, AD Cable, President Ross, because this is something we've been waiting on for a very, very, very long time. They came out in October and started putting the track up, and the goal is for it to be ready this fall when the students return around September. So I want you guys to make sure you come out. So this year we went through some transition with not having a track, and pretty much thankful for the football coaches and staff letting us practice on the game day field. This is probably the first time in years that I've even stood up and I can't tell you that we actually won a championship, but we didn't lose. We didn't win a championship, but we did lose because we still graduated young men and young women. We still made it to the NCAA regional and had athletes ranked among some of the top in the nation. Now, I don't like to lose. But at the end of the day, when I was pretty down on myself, because I'm one of those coaches, failure is not an option. But a song came on the radio as I was coming back from Birmingham playing the season through my mind, and the song came on. Sometimes you have to lose to win.
Right.
And that right there gave me a little bit of comfort because I knew we had to go through the transition, as Coach White talked about understanding where you headed and the process. And I'm understanding the process. And this is the promise I'll make to you guys. We'll be back. We will be back. We will be back. I made a post today, and I'm going to continue to live by it. In order to stay the course, you have to get on one first. Oh, yeah. Hashtag dedicated. I'm dedicated. I will stay the course. I will fight the fight, right? But I want you all to do me a favor before I sit down. This is the last thing that I'm going to do. I want everybody in this room to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Everybody. You too, Dave. I know you got to take the close your eyes. And just think for a second. Close your eyes. Now open them. What did you see? You saw hope. What did you see? You saw faith. What did you see? You saw your grandbaby. What did you see? You saw determination. Determination. When you close your eyes, you see something, right? But when you close them, it's dark and you don't see nothing. So you have your imagination. What I want to say to the alumni, when these kids close their eyes, we give them a dream. We don't sell it to them. We help them make come true.
Yeah.
We help them come true. But we need you guys. When you saw your eyes closed, and you saw darkness, but you saw things that you believed in. Invest in these young people. Invest in the coaches. Invest into the program. Because you were them a time ago. So before you leave today, take that phone, give something somewhere. Because I'm thankful for that track, but it had to come from somebody who believed in the young people and believed in the process of what we're going to do in this program. I'll be back. They'll be back, and we'll stay the course. Thank you.
All right. What's up, Hornet Nation? Hey, before I talk about my program a little bit, I want to introduce somebody who is Director of Community and Player Relations, James Jackson. Stand up, please.
Come in front.
One second. Hey, so when I was able to get this job, it's all about relationships. So
That's right.
About 12 years ago, as I was an assistant at another university, I was always in Montgomery recruiting, and I was always in Carver High School. And so as I'm recruiting Carver High School and all these big time players they got, we formed a bond. We formed a bond, not knowing that 10, 12 years later, full circle. So when I got this job, one of the first phone calls I made was, JJ, I need you. I need you to be part of this. We're going to try to win championships here. I need you. Every time we go somewhere, we're always going to lunch. He's taking me somewhere. We're going to lunch, we're going out to dinner, we're going to watch the games. And everybody in the city knows Coach JJ. And not only do they know him, but they love him. They love him. So that just says a lot about what he's done for his community and for the program at Carver and what he's going to help us do here and win championships here. So I appreciate it. And so a little bit about my program and about what's going on right now. We've been in summer classes. We just finished week 2. We have 6 returning guys here, walk-ons and scholarship guys. We have 5 newcomers here, walk-ons and scholarship guys. And we're proud of what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish to get ready for this season. Of our 5 newcomers, I'm proud to say 2 of them are from Montgomery. 2 of them from Montgomery. One is a grad transfer. I can't say his name right now because he is not officially enrolled in school. Because I got Stephanie over there watching me all the time. So he is not officially in school yet, but he is going to be part of our basketball program. I'm so proud of him. Everything he's been around, and we're doing voluntary stuff, so he's been around. So proud of him. And then we got another one, Kendall Parker from Carver High School. All right. And Kendall is everything that, as a coach, you're looking for. Good student, great family, great character, and then a really good basketball player. So we're really excited about him. And I'm just going to kind of go down the line with some of these guys. We've got Dwayne Posey, who is a 6'7", athletic beast, 220, really athletic, hard-playing, hard-nosed player, just like I like. He's coming from Kilgore Junior College in Kilgore, Texas. So we're excited about him. We got Ammar Knox, who is a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, who is a really high-ranked player. He was, at one time, committed to another university. And he was a big-time 4-star player, 3-star player, just kind of depends on what you're looking at, but he is really good. We're excited to get him to come to Alabama State. He had a lot of choices, and we was lucky enough to get him. He's got somebody that can really score the basketball, and we're really fond of what he's going to help for our program. And then our last one is my son TJ, who came with me from another university. And he had a really good freshman year. He was all MEAC. He was all rookie team as an 18-year-old freshman. So I'm looking forward to what he can do to help this program. So I'm excited about those guys, man. Those guys are everything right now is volunteer, coach, right? So we're doing some volunteer stuff right now, getting ready. And so these guys are really working hard. So I'm really excited about these guys and what they're doing to try to get ready for the season. We got 2 commitments that are not on campus yet. They will be hopefully in July. They'll finish up some classes and they're other Division I programs. And they're part of the transfer portal, so they'll be here hopefully in July. So we're really excited about those guys. So they'll be here, and then we got 2 more scholarships to give, maybe 3. And I don't know if anybody here still has some eligibility left, but I'm looking for some shooters. So when we get done, please, talk to me. So we're looking for that. So and one thing I want to talk about in recruiting, we're gonna always first of all recruit this area. We're gonna recruit Montgomery hard. If you have a young man that can shoot it, can defend, athletic, let us know. We're gonna recruit him. And what most important thing, he's got to be able to play. I'm sorry. He's got to be able to play. So we're gonna recruit. We're gonna recruit in state, everything in Alabama. We're gonna recruit. So we're gonna always try to build that fence around the state of Alabama and Montgomery, make sure that the best players stay home. We're going to always do that. All right. And then we're going to talk about facilities. And this is where everybody here gets involved. Everybody's kind of talked about, how can we be helped? And Jason, we're supposed to get a new basketball court for the upcoming fall. So, of course, we're excited about that. We're excited about that. We're going to, it's going to be a new weight room that's going to be in the Acadome. The new weight room is going to be in the Acadome that all the programs are ready to use. So that's part of the process, right, Jason? Yeah. That's part of the process. Hey, it's always talking about keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses, and that is we got to upgrade the locker room. We got to upgrade the players' lounge. We got to upgrade the coaches' lounge. We got to upgrade the office. So it's all about keeping up and making sure that we continue to be one of the teams that everybody in the SWAC is talking about. Now, if these guys have won championships, everybody's won championships, that's my job to go get us one. Right. Men's basketball. That's my job. And they laid the foundation, and we're just going to try to follow in and try to see if we can get in right with them. Today, it was funny. Coach Penny came by the office. She just came by and just stick her head in. What's up, fellas? So we was having a staff meeting. So we just talking, whatever. And I said, come on, coach. Come on. So she sat down and she probably thought I was playing. I said, no, coach, come on. Really, I need you to sit down. So she sat down and she got probably the last 15 minutes of our staff meeting. And so I asked a question and she was able to talk and give me some wisdom. She gave me some knowledge. And I was so excited about it because, first of all, she's a winner. She's a winner. So, and I'm the type that I want to win. That's all I think about. How can I turn this program around and win? So for Coach Penny to sit down with me for 15 minutes and my staff and tell us, hey, yeah, this is a good thing. Think about this. Because I was thinking it one way. She told me another way, and I said, yeah, you're right, Coach. And she was. So that's what we're about. We're about learning. We're about trying to get better. And I thank you for that, Coach. I thank you for that. And then last thing, recruiting. I don't know who in here knows about name, image, and likeness. If you don't, it was a big topic, especially in the state of Alabama. The last couple of weeks with Nick Saban talking about it with Alabama and all the stuff that went on there. But it is real, everybody. It is real. It is one of those deals where you're gonna be into recruiting battles, and name, image, and likeness is coming up. It's coming up. We're in a couple right now. And the good part about it for us is, with Adidas being our sponsor, they're gonna help HBCUs in the fall. So I've been able to use that as I'm recruiting. I've been able to use that and say, hey, with Adidas, we have a deal with that you can come to an HBCU and be part of the name, image, and likeness. It's been really good, but we need more. I got putting JJ up right now. We're talking about, it's a program that we're going to put together. It's going to be on the website. It's going to be everywhere you need to be. It's going to help our program. It's going to help Alabama State. And so I just want everybody to know that we are working around the clock to do like these guys. Just like we're in championships. We want rings. We want rings. So we're going to do everything we can, but I just want to thank you guys for having me, and then swarm as one. Okay? Thank you.
We'll take a quick commercial break, but I just wanted to do a test. But I just want this one question. Stand up if you have a stadium on campus named after you. I always have to recognize Coach Watkins. He beats me to work sometimes. So when I see him and he beat me, I say I got to get here early the next day. So thank you, Coach, for your dedication and your commitment to the issue.
Good evening, everyone. I decided to follow behind him, although that's not my husband. And I don't want to be redundant because most of the things that he has already talked about goes for women's basketball as well. That's one thing about men's and women's basketball, we at the hip.
Yes.
Okay, everything they need, we need as well. So I'm not going to go down that road, but I want to make sure I acknowledge staff for everything they've always done for me and my program. Yesterday, I was in a meeting, and how about I got the door prize? Being the oldest tenured person there. How about that? That tells you right there, God is good. 24 years. But a little bit about my program. Everyone knows the last 2 years we had an opportunity to play in the championship game. And it seems like it's been a test, especially the last 2 years we played against Jackson State. So I'm glad the 6'4" Williams girl, she's in the league. Okay, she's out of my hair. Okay, but we brought in some really players. But first, we are returning 6 players from last year's team. And we have 3 transfer players and 7 freshmen. But about our returning players, the 3-headed monster, you're talking about Emmanuel. Everybody know her. You're talking about All-American. Ayana. Emmanuel, she's an All-American. First team, all SWAC. First team far as the tournament. And then you talk about Jayla Crawford. She's one of my best players. Double figures. All 3 of these ladies, including Shamaya Ward, they average in double figures for me. I know in the last 3 or 4 years. They get a COVID year, so all of them are back. And I think about when Jason called me, because he saw some of my girls was in a transfer portal. And he was asking, is such and such? I said, I was lucky. All of them coming back. And I hate to say this, and y'all know I like to joke or whatever. But one of my girls, she came to my office, and she was telling me, she wanted to get in the transfer portal. I gave a high five. We're in the transfer portal. See, I can get players from the transfer portal as well. But I have one young lady from North Alabama. She's a freshman, point guard. You talk about Gatorade Player of the Year. Samaya Steele, Gatorade Player of the Year, as well as Miss Alabama. Miss Alabama. She's here on campus at Alabama State University. Okay, I know everyone knows Adria Harris. She was one of my assistant coaches. She's coaching at Bishop State Junior College. How about I get her best player that led the nation in rebounding? Oh yeah. But I'm gonna keep it real. I had to have some sidebars with Adria. I had to do some threatening to Adria. I said, all right now. But we landed her, and she gonna get them. She gonna get them. So I'm really, really excited about those young ladies. But we have some tweeners. And what I mean by tweeners, we talk about girls my height and taller. We're gonna be pretty big this year. Because I thought about last year, I stayed put. Okay, we made it to the championship game. We only lost by 1 or 2 points. So I thought we were okay. Jackson go out and recruit some tweeners. And they whooped our tail. And they were better than we were. We stayed right here, and Jackson State got better. So what we did, we got better. We quicker, faster, more athletic, and I made sure that I got some older girls as well. So I really, really feel that we're in a great position to really win us a SWAC championship. All right. We already know the other avenues involved. And every day I'm asking my assistant coaches, what did Jackson get? You know, they're in the transfer portal too. Okay, this is nasty business now as far as this transfer portal. So I'm hoping we don't have any surprises. But I want everybody to know that I really, really appreciate you all. And I just get goosebumps to think about how much support and how much love that I receive from the community, the alumni, my family, friends, or what have you, the coaching staff, the AD, the board of trustees, everyone. I really appreciate you all, and I love you all. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry I had to step out. Now I'm famous now. Everybody wants to interview me. I was doing an interview with HBCU Proud. That's why I had to step out, and they wanted to, you know, I've been doing pretty good on radio and all that stuff. So, what a magical year for us. I don't have much to say. I just hope that our young men are making you proud. At the end of the day, that's what we preach. That's what I want them to understand from day one. That it's not about the name on the back, it's about the name on the front. And Coach, if I do want to make everybody here proud, but if we're making you proud, that means the world to me. So those guys, we had a great group. We have some guys that, as every good team, they lose some key pieces, and we are losing a few guys, but we have the core back, and we have some great young men that are coming in. You know that that's my area. We can recruit. You know, and what our president, our AD, and our administration are doing to put us in a great situation. We are attracting a lot of good talent. So, you know, obviously I'm not making any guarantees, but we're definitely going to give it a shot of trying to go for the back-to-back. So, once again, it was a very stressful last couple of weeks for the ones that saw the game. I know that, in my opinion, it's one of the top 10 college baseball games in history. And we're just glad that we're able to come out on top. But once again, we're working on a ring design, and we're just enjoying the moment. But obviously, we take it very serious right now. We gotta. Everybody asks me, Coach, can you take a break now that the season is over? This is actually the toughest part of the year because it's recruiting time. So we have to be out there and identifying, like I said, the talent that will come in here and continue to represent us. So thank you for everything that you do. One thing that I would tell you is that now when that baseball is over, I turn my attention to all the fall sports. And as everybody knows here, you'll see me at the football game, you'll see me at volleyball, you'll see me at obviously basketball when it starts, and you'll see me everywhere because I'm very proud to represent this university. Even though I'm a Bethune-Cookman alum, but I always say this.
He wasn't here.
Yeah. Oh, you said that? There's a rule? Another university. But let me tell you this, I feel that Alabama State is my alma mater, and I can say that.
All right.
I'll say it very proudly after, in this business, there's 310 universities, Division I, that sponsor baseball, and I'm just one of the ones that can say that I'm the head coach of one of the universities. So I don't take that lightly. After 14 years of being an assistant, Alabama State gave me an opportunity to be a head coach. So once again, I hope that not only me, but our program is making everybody proud, and we would love to see you at our games. And listen, I can, if you have a good arm, let me know, and we'll have you throw the first pitch. I think it's a great experience. I'll catch it, even if I have to block it. That's what I used to do anyway. I was a catcher when I played, so I'll block it. I get on my knees and But thank you for everything once again, and go Hornets.
Hi everybody, my name is Coach Anu Christian. I'm the men's and women's tennis coach. I want to thank AD Cable for all his help and his vision and everything that he's doing here. I graduated here in 1988. I went to school with Andy and Frida and Luke Jack. And Miss Brisbane, 1984, typed my first paper. I didn't know how to type, and she was so sweet, and she typed my first paper. Coach Watkins, I still remember you from back then. But anyway, just want to tell you about our season. We had a great season. By the way, I got... huh?
It was legal then.
Yeah. It was legal then, yes. No, anyway, let's see. We had a great fall season. Start the fall, we had in our region, we played an individual type of tournament. We beat Mississippi State, we beat South Alabama, we beat Tulane, we beat Auburn. We beat a bunch of schools from there. And moving forward in the spring season, we had one of the most amazing seasons so far. Back in a few years ago, when we used to play teams like Sanford and Southern Miss and let's see, UAB, we came close, but nothing like it. And this year, we just destroyed them. Also, and moving forward into the conference tournament, the regular season we went undefeated, and the conference tournament we won the conference 4-0 and 4-0. So it was really, really good. We played the University of Georgia, and they're like I would say the mecca of tennis, and we played them really, really, really close. And it was a great season. I'm really, really proud of our guys, and most of them were back. But the most important thing that I'm really proud of my boys is they finished their season with a cumulative GPA of 3.96. So the dean of the business school, Dr. Hingarani, said, your tennis team has single-handedly raised the GPA of the business school. So, I think that's pretty cool. And last, I want to congratulate my friend Jose for winning the conference. Fantastic. And my friend Andy. And I know a new basketball coach is going to do amazing things. And my friend Eddie is going to just have an amazing season this year. And, thank you, Dean, Dr. Campbell.
All right.
Good evening, how's it going? I guess I'm the last one. I guess they could start warming up the hors d'oeuvres and everything. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Eddie Robinson, most of you guys know me, I was a student here. I tell people, if you went to Alabama State in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there's two things when they say, hey, I went to Alabama State in the 80s, just ask them this. Have you heard of Top Flight? The second thing you're gonna ask them, have you heard of Peter Rabbit? And one thing for me it's so great. I mean, I'm enjoying being back in Montgomery. Peter Rabbit comes every day. He said, Coach, I got your mail for you. Every day he brings me the mail. And it's just good seeing him. And I met his sister today down at the Legacy Museum. So, but for us, I mean, we're working hard. You can see the guys out there. And they're just volunteering. Volunteering. Well, I'm in here, they're volunteering. And so, but really, I mean, we have guys on campus and they just have come together. I think, you know, Coach Basketball has know I've been supporting baseball and rooting for you to win the championship, and I was at the game. So after the game, I went on the field and took a picture of the baseball team as they were holding up #1 and they were the SWAC champs. And so we have a big group chat with all the football players. So I sent it into the group chat, and I was like, congratulations, 2022 SWAC baseball champs at Alabama State. And then I put who's next in the question mark. I was trying to see what the mentality of my players was going to be. And so they all responded back, great job, we're next, why not us? Let's compete, let's go, let's go. So it kind of let me know that, you know, when we left for the spring, you know, we started off saying 161. And 161 is 161 miles to the Georgia Dome. And so our championship goal is to get to the Celebration Bowl and win. And so that was from day one in my first meeting. So at the end of the spring, just trying to make sure that the kids have a championship mentality. Because you have to set goals. So our goal is to win the championship, win the Celebration Bowl. And I think you have to say that from day one. Because if you're not competing to win the championship, as everybody knows, then what are we doing? You know, so we're not going to set goals, hey, we want to have a winning season. We want to beat this team or that team. We want to beat them all. And so that's the mentality that the kids are practicing that. So for me, it's just great experience to have them, you know, from where we were to now, and realizing we have a lot more work to go. But it's the whole process that you have to enjoy. And so, like everyone's saying, the biggest thing is facilities is huge. You know, we have a beautiful stadium, AD Cable, President Ross. They're putting the plan together. We're replacing the turf on the game field. We're also replacing the turf on the practice field along with the track, like Coach Bean was saying. So I think those are like some huge things that the school is putting back and investing into the program and into athletics. You know, I'm giving my wish list like everybody else. We could have a covered practice field right over here. I'm going to talk with Mr. Dotson about that. So, and of course, every sport can use it. So we're all swarming as one. Baseball can use it. Soccer, you know, maybe not bowling, but everybody can use it.
You can put that right next to the bowling alley.
I try to redraw my model. So we've been getting a lot of great support from the administration, everybody in academics, Dr. Lavalley, Ms. Thompson. I mean, just supporting us, making sure that the kids are getting an academic practice, making sure everybody's, I don't know if we'll get to 3.96, but we're going to get our GPAs up higher than what they were. That's a lofty goal. But the biggest thing is that the guys are buying in. They're buying in as far as being leaders on the field, off the field, and just participating in the community. One thing we started doing a real men read. So I know we have a lot of educators in the room. So once a month we're going to go. We went to Carver Elementary, went to middle school. So we're going to make sure that the kids are going out to the community and reading books to elementary school kids, and just a lot of things to make sure that they feel involved. So you talk about the Bama State Football Club, you talk about the Hornet Club. So all of those things are going through the experience. And so we're trying to create the student-athlete experience. I'm still that from Dr. Cable. He always talks about that. And so the experience is what's going to make the kids want to come back, participate. We have FIB, which is our alumni football club, and they're donating different stuff to the program. So now, like yesterday, Wednesday, the kids are here, they're on campus, there's not a lot going on. So we had a big cookout. You know, Quinn, our strength and conditioning coach for our programs, and then he cooked from 11 o'clock all the way till dawn. All right, so that's something that we can provide to student athletes. And next week we're going to take them bowling, and we've challenged the bowling team. You know, so we're going to go to the bowling alley. So we're doing these fun events, and I think what you have to realize with football inside the SWAC conference, out of the 12 teams, there's like 9 teams that have a new starting quarterback. Most of them are transfer kids. All right, so we have everybody's in the portal. So we have 30 freshmen coming on campus, about another 15 to 20 transfers. That's like half the team. So the biggest thing for me, and I've been on a lot of teams where we have a lot of good players, but that don't necessarily make you a good team. And so what we're working on now is team building to make all these good players come together and be one good team and swarm as one. And so those things, when we get donations from everybody into the Hornet Football Club, where we can actually use that money to give back to the student athletes, buy them a shirt, and buy them a pair of socks, give them a jersey, just all those small things, it's the student athlete experience. And when it gets hard in the fall, in August, and they're like, man, it's tired, and they start to think back, hey, it's other people out here supporting us, ISTAP is supporting us, you know, students are supporting us, faculty supporting us, you know, we're going into the community, so they know that everybody's behind them. And so football is a tough sport. It's a tough sport mentally and a tough sport physically. And so, but when you're all together as a team, and you know that the university's behind you, that's when you can go to that next level. So that's what we're putting in place. You know, our goal is to go out there and win the championship this year, to make you guys proud. Our goal is to compete academically, to graduate all of our student athletes. And right now, we're moving in that direction. A lot of hard work to go, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it rewarding. I know with Coach Vasquez at the end of that 14th inning, you know, he's up and down, but it's like it's almost like a relief for a minute, and then it's like, hey, let's get back to work. So we're recruiting. You saw we had some high school kids out there today who were just passing through and going to different camps. We have a camp on Friday and then on next Tuesday. So the recruiting process, of course, with the portal is ongoing. And like Coach said, I mean, every day I'm checking the portal to see who's committed to another school. We're checking the portal to see like who's available that we can still recruiting. So the one thing with football is the recruiting never stops. Because the transfer portal, you always have kids and you're always trying to figure out how can you get your team just a little bit better? How can you improve in different areas? So we're constantly recruiting. We're in the high schools. In May, we were in all the different high schools, going to the different states. Starting here in Montgomery, I coach JJ. You have some really good kids at Carver that we need to talk about, and, 2 in particular. But we'll talk after this meeting. So I'm sure you can help us out. And they're not basketball players. Let's just say that. So yeah. But we do a really good job of getting in the community. We're going to be big in Birmingham, going to those high schools, big in Mobile. Going east to Phoenix City, Auburn, have a kid coming from Auburn High. And so really starting in the state and then moving out from there. And so, of course, Atlanta and Metro Atlanta, we have a lot of fans and a lot of alumni there. So we've been working on recruiting them. We have the guys on campus. We feel like we have the people in place that we can compete for a championship this year. The guys are working hard. You know, they're out there volunteering their time. They're putting in the effort. And the great thing for me is I can watch. And the other day I just came and sat at the top of the stadium and just, you know, to see who was out here, who wasn't out here. You don't have to say anything. We're looking for those kids who are going to be leaders and going to hold other people accountable. So that's what we're finding. Who are those guys that want to be great all the time? So I guess, am I wrapping it up? Yeah. All right. So we appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said, this is the first stop. I got you. This is the first stop of the tour. And you know, we'll be going to a lot of different cities. I think I signed up for all 8 or 9. You know, but it's fun. To me, I love being around the alumni, the experience of having everybody from Alabama State coming together, swarming as one, the enthusiasm. And the biggest thing is, you know, like, hey, who's next? Who's next to win the SWAC championship? And I think that's what we want to get back to winning those commissioner cups. All right. Thank you for coming out in 3 days.